Seahawks Today, back with you again, and we got more news to get to. Ernest Jones resigns with Seattle. Aaron Rodgers set for a meeting. We will break down both of those stories and more coming up on today's show. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us, folks. This is why you subscribe. It is crazy around here. We were just getting ready to leave the office, and then this news happened. We are built different around here, folks. When the Seahawks sign a player, when they make a move, whether it's a trade or signing of any sorts, no move is too big or too small. We cover it all here on Seahawks Today. If you can show us a little appreciation, let's get 50 subs off today's video for Big Tex and yours truly, bringing you around-the-clock content here on Seahawks Today. Subscribe now for free. Turn on notifications. Join us for live free agency coverage Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday right here on Seahawks Today. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/Seahawks TV. Let's start with the breaking news, beginning with Ernest Jones, as he has agreed to a 3-year, $33 million extension with $15 million guaranteed to remain a member of the Seattle Seahawks. This news coming moments ago from Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network, who posted the following. Sources, linebacker Ernest Jones IV and the Seattle Seahawks agreed to terms on a 3-year contract extension worth $33 million with $15 million guaranteed, keeping him with Seattle. Jones, who was traded twice in the past year, has found a home in a deal done by his agents as listed above. This is a big win for Seattle. It was not a guarantee that Ernest Jones was going to return. If you recall, when you go back to the regular season, people were pretty optimistic that a deal would get done, and there was pressure on John Schneider to get something done quicker than later. And before the regular season even ended, both sides said, we are tabling discussions till later on. But there was still hope that they could get something done before free agency. With free agency starting in just a few hours, they got it done before he hit the open market. This is something Seattle had to do. They had to keep Ernest Jones with this team after you made the trade, giving up Jerome Baker as well as a draft pick. I think you made your bed, and you had to sleep in it at that point. Ernest Jones was too good to let go. He became a fundamental piece for this Seahawks defense. He was a natural fit for what Mike McDonald was looking for, and he took this defense to a whole nother level based on the way he played and how well the players around him stepped up in the second half as Seattle nearly made the playoffs, in large part due to the improvement of their defense with Ernest Jones leading the way. It is clear there is a real investment in this defense when you look at paying Ernest Jones, Leonard Williams last year. You got some young studs like Devin Witherspoon and Byron Murphy II here. This is a changing of the guard. This defense statistically took a huge step up. But now that we see there's the money there, we can sit here and believe that this thing is only going to continue to get better and that we're getting this Seahawks defense to the level that we were hopeful for, that we were expecting, that we hadn't seen in years, that Mike McDonald is taking this team where they need to go on that front. More on Ernest Jones. 2021 third-round pick out of South Carolina by the Rams, and began his career with the Rams, won a Super Bowl with them, was then traded prior to last season to the Tennessee Titans. They trade him to Seattle, and there was rumblings about, hey, getting traded twice in one season, is he a bad locker room guy? And you had guys like Tyler Lockett and Quandre Diggs come out and defend him and say that it was a bunch of BS out there when it came to those baseless accusations that were out there. And the statistics, Ernest Jones was so solid for this Seahawks team. 138 tackles, half a sack, 4 TFLs, 4 pass breakups, 1 interception. He was a difference maker against the run. That's probably where we saw the biggest improvement in Seattle's defense last year, was what Ernest Jones did to help that cause. And also, when you look at the coverage stats, I think that there is some work to be done when it comes to what he brings in coverage. That's for certain, but I have reason to believe that he's headed in the right direction, and he's just now entering his prime years. So this is pretty exciting to have Ernest Jones stick around. My grade, I'm going to go with an A on the signing of Ernest Jones. You think about it, you paid him less money than what Nick Bolton got from the Chiefs and what Zach Bond got from the Philadelphia Eagles. And the projections were around 12 to 13 million, and you got him for $11 million. I think that John Schneider and company did pretty good with this. How would you grade the signing of Ernest Jones? A, B, C, D, or F? Get your grades in the comment section and let us know what your grade is in the comment section below. Let's talk Aaron Rodgers now. According to a new report from friend of the show, Diana Rossini of The Athletic, Aaron Rodgers is set to meet with the Seattle Seahawks about potentially signing in NFL free agency. He's still technically a member of the Jets. The Jets are expected to release him sooner than later. This is more from Rossini. The Seahawks are expected to talk with Aaron Rodgers about their QB vacancy per source. Rodgers is free to meet with interested teams as the QB carousel continues to spin on the eve of free agency. And this report from Rossini, by the way, comes within an hour of Sam Darnold, who we've told you was the heavy favorite that Seattle had their attention on. Well, turns out he's taken a meeting with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that could turn into a bidding war between Pittsburgh and Seattle. So it's not a foregone conclusion that Sam Darnold is coming to Seattle at this point in time, so they're looking at their other options, including Aaron Rodgers. First off, oh boy, Aaron Rodgers, oh my goodness. That's a lot of undertaking. I mean, it's when I hear the name Aaron Rodgers, for a multitude of reasons, I got to stop and say, breathe in, breathe out. All right, here we go, folks. The Aaron Rodgers circus. Aaron Rodgers, first and foremost, let me give him some credit. He is still very talented. I think he got a bad rap last year with the New York Jets. Of all the problems with the New York Jets last year, Aaron Rodgers' on-the-field performance was not one of the biggest issues. Is he the MVP quarterback that he was 3 or 4 years ago with the Green Bay Packers? Of course not, but he's still very good. But it's the other stuff that comes with Aaron Rodgers. The sideshow, the circus that I don't like with Aaron Rodgers. All right? You get him going on the McAfee show, and I got to tell you, I love Aaron Rodgers Tuesday and the Pat McAfee show. I do. But I love it with him not being my quarterback. And then you got the stuff about just how outspoken he is on a number of issues and the distractions those things cause. And then the control. All right? Aaron Rodgers is a control freak. We all know this, okay? That's no secret. And with Aaron Rodgers, you go back to the end of his tenure in Green Bay when he was upset about them trading when they made the draft pick for Jordan Love, and he was upset that he wasn't going to get to control his future anymore. And then he goes to the Jets, and he demands, give me Alan Lazard, give me Randall Cobb, go make a trade for Devontae Adams. He demands control that the team has to be through his vision, that he gets to be GM of some sorts. And I don't like that idea. And I don't like the idea of bringing all his cronies around either. Devontae Adams is already headed to the LA Rams, so it's not like, oh, well, if we get Rodgers, we can get Devontae Adams. No, that's not how that works. That's already been taken care of. So to me, there's just a lot going on, a lot of undertaking here. And don't get me wrong, I respect the hell out of Aaron Rodgers. He is a first-ballot Hall of Famer. He's one of the most talented quarterbacks I have ever seen play the position. And I'm a fan of Aaron Rodgers, too. Like I said, I'm entertained by the stuff he says off the field. I think he's a very fascinating, interesting guy. He almost ran for vice president in the last election. He is a unique character. He's one of one. But I think there's too much going on. Not to mention, on top of all that, he's 42 years old, and he's dealt with a number of injury issues. Played 4 snaps in 2023 with that torn Achilles. And he was playing banged up all last year. So not only do I have to take on the charade that is Aaron Rodgers and him being a 42-year-old quarterback, but then I got the injury issues to deal with on top of all that as well. Look, we've all been on the dating scene, and they tell you to watch for the red flags. And as much as I like Aaron Rodgers, there's just too many red flags here. I can't do this. I'm wearing a red shirt today. Wave it. There we go. No thanks. Sorry, Aaron. If we were talking about Aaron Rodgers come to Seattle after Russ left town, maybe that could have worked. But, folks, it's 2025. No thanks. Should the Seahawks sign Aaron Rodgers? Why for yes, in for no? Way in the comment section, let us know. Subscribe now. Live coverage of NFL Free Agency tomorrow. We will see you then. Thanks for joining us. Lock us in right here on Seahawks Today.